welcome back to the channel. I am back with another reading for today. You guys see the title, so I'm gonna give it about 5 minutes or so before I get started. Um, yes, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for liking the videos. Thank you guys for subscribing. Shout out to my new subbies. I appreciate y'all. So we're gonna get into some topics because today I have some time today. I got some time today, so we're gonna get into some things. So I want to discuss 50 Cent and T.I. I'm using my other phone because I took notes so I don't forget. Definitely want to discuss 50 Cent and T.I, but not discuss it. Remember, this is a tarot channel as well. So I do have some tarot cards that I'm going to be using for all of the readings for today. What I'm looking at is what is happening behind the scenes. Why? Like the whys behind it, right? So I'm going to be using the Music Tarot. Okay. I got this from Barnes and Nobles a few months back. So if you guys are, wanting to know where did I find my decks, that particular Music Tarot deck is a 78 card deck. I got that at Barnes and Nobles. And please excuse me, you guys. I know my voice sounds a little stuffy and nasally. It's because I'm just getting over a cold. I have some tea in here that I'm going to be sipping on throughout this live. So just, letting you guys know that if I sound a little nasally, it's because I'm getting over a cold, y'all. And it's raining outside today. So it's a lot. So we're going to be discussing 50 Cent and T.I. Definitely going to do a reading on Brorilla, which is Glorilla's sister. Okay. People have coined the name and have called her Brorilla because she is like the male version. Well, I don't want to say male because she's a woman. She's a female. But she's like a stud. So a lot of people give her the name Brorilla because of that reason. But so definitely going to do a reading on her. And y'all, I want to do a reading on Nicki Minaj's sister. I don't know if you guys know, but Nicki Minaj's sister is going viral right now. I don't even know her name. I just know her as Nicki Minaj's little sister. She is going viral right now for going to Cardi B's concert and like aligning herself with Cardi B, which we all know, I don't want to say Nicki Minaj and Cardi B have beef, but I do feel there's competitive energy really from Cardi B towards Nicki Minaj because they're not necessarily peers when it comes to music, right? They're like decades apart, like at least a decade apart. So we're going to be discussing that. I think it's interesting that Nicki Minaj's sister is going viral for going against her sister, going against her bloodline, going against the grain. Like that is ultimate betrayal. Along with Brorilla, I feel like, publicly coming out and talking about her sister, like not cool. And I do want to talk about from a spiritual standpoint how your siblings, your family members, your parents, your mothers and fathers, that mother-daughter dynamic, that father-son dynamic, sometimes it could be a cesspool for jealousy. Of course, we all want to, we want to know that our parents love us and that they care for us and that there isn't any competition in a perfect world. But sometimes we do have parents, unfortunately, that they're almost kind of jealous of your youth. Sometimes you have siblings that are jealous of your success and things like that. Um, and I do feel like from a spiritual standpoint, that is a form of cursing and a form of spelling. It is a form of spiritual attack to go against a family member who has not harmed you. So I'll say this. It is a spiritual attack to go against a family member who has not physically harmed you or who it's unwarranted. Okay, I'll say that. So yeah, who passed away? Wait, who passed away? Someone says he passed away. I don't know who you're talking about. Who passed away? Hi, good morning, everyone. Grand Rising. Good morning. What's the bonjour? Okay. Please do not spam the comments. If you spam the comments, I'm gonna have to block you. Okay, this person is spelling out cuss words, so we're gonna go ahead and remove you. Do not spam my comments. Dude, like, what are you doing? Mickey, or whoever the hell you are, let's go ahead and do this. We're not even gonna give you no shine. We're gonna go ahead and do this. There There we go. Okay. Yes, please do not spam my comments, you guys. Just, I don't mind you saying hi, but don't spam the comments. Excuse me. So yeah, so we're going to be discussing a few things. And then I also wanted to talk about a video that I just posted. So if you guys are new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe if you want to see more content like this on your favorite celebrities, tarot readings. I do money and career readings as well. Go ahead and subscribe. I'd be happy to have you. I'd be more than happy to have you. But I want to get started we're going to start with 50 Cent and T.I. Like, what is going on there? So apparently 50 Cent is, he posted, I want to say either last night or early this morning, that the reason why he's been staying quiet is because he is working on a documentary behind the scenes on T.I and Tiny. So if you guys are not familiar, for those of you that are not familiar with T.I and Tiny and 50 Cent, T.I is a rapper. 50 Cent is also a rapper, but he's more so like into filmmaking and things like that. So he's now aligned himself in that world of like producing films and series and things like that, like Power, Force, and a couple other things that he's worked on. So yeah, so 50 Cent and T.I have been going back and forth, right, online. 50 Cent posted a picture of T.I.'s wife, and it wasn't the best picture of Tiny. Obviously, T.I took offense to that because that his wife was being disrespected. And Tiny's son, King, who I did a reading on in the past, well, if you don't care, Alex Foley, you can leave. It's okay. I care. There are viewers that do care. So yeah, so we're going to tap into that energy. And of course, no one is forced to be here. I don't force anyone to watch my channel. But if you do, thank you. Thank you for contributing to my watch hours. All right. All right. Okay. So let's tap into 50 Cent and T.I. What is going on with 50 Cent and T.I? Keep in mind, everything I say is allegedly. I do not know any of these people personally. I'm not affiliated with anyone in the entertainment industry at all, okay? So for the fans of these people, I don't have, my readings are not with malicious intent. I just do these readings because I enjoy them. And a lot of times, most people, they want to know what's going on behind the scenes with the celebrities. And celebrity tarot readings is something that we all kind of, it's like a guilty pleasure. Like, we want to know what's going on behind the scenes with them, right? So, thank you, Walston. So, we have the Page of Cups, okay? So, the Page of Cups came out. This looks like, what's that guy's name? The one that was like, I forget his name here. I always forget this young man's name on this music tarot card. But the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups talks about an offer. What does this have to do with 50 Cent? Show me 50 Cent and T.I. Okay, so this is the son. So this is King, right? Coming to his mother's defense here. We have the 8 of Wands, the Knight of Cups. Yeah, coming to his defense of his mother. So I'm getting with this would be like Tiny's energy. So T.I.'s son, King, coming to his defense. What does this have to do with 50 Cent? Is 50 Cent really going to do a documentary? So I know he posted that as a warning to T.I. and said, hey, I would stop like kind of talking about me. And, when you go on these interviews and these podcasts, 50 Cent is like, T.I., I'd really appreciate it if you not bring me up. I'm not doing a versus with you. You need my energy. You need my clout. This is 50 Cent to T.I. And T.I. is like, no, I'm doing this because you posted a picture of my wife. You're disrespectful. I am, protecting my family and things like that. And so now 50 Cent clapback is, you want to put on this image of like, you're this family man, this facade. Where are the children? Yeah, so he's like, you want to put on this facade that you're this family man, but you have some SA, you guys can figure out what SA means. You have these, you have these essays, allegations that is, I think it was like over 20 women have accused T.I and Tiny of doing, things against their bodily will. Okay. So, 50 Cent is like, I just think it's funny that you're portraying yourself as, to be this family man. But you have all these essay allegations. What's up with that? So he warned him and said, hey, if you don't stop, I'm going to put out a documentary on you the way that I did with Diddy. So yeah, I kind of want to see, like, is this gonna happen? Will 50 Cent actually come out with a documentary on the Harris family? Give me a clear yes or no. The Four of Wands. Okay. The Eight of Wands is an action card. Four of Wands, also an action card. I just heard we ride at dawn. Oh my gosh. Yikes. Ugh. Okay, so we have the Queen of Coins. And what is this card that came out? The Queen of Cups. Yeah. 50 Cent is talking to some women behind the scenes that have accused T.I and Tiny of SA. There's a lot of women that's showing up here. I don't see T.I in this spread yet. I see his son. Even though this is a dark-skinned man, I feel like the phenotype, like the broad mouth, the nose, and all that, this kind of looks like King Harris, T.I and Tiny's son. It looks like him. And then I feel like this is Tiny right here, being portrayed as Taylor Swift, right? So with these particular cards, I look at the images as well as, what the traditional meanings are. So yes, I do feel like 50 Cent is talking to women behind the scenes. And these are powerful women. These are not just like, victims that are like, I'm this victim and I'm so frail. And I feel like he's talking to survivors, right? Because these are very strong, powerful women in powerful positions. They're both queens. We have the Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. So these are women that are not in it for the money. They're not in it for public sympathy, because the Queen of Cups she can be very sensitive, but it's very balanced. Her emotions are very balanced. So with that being said, I do feel like 50 Cent is talking to women behind the scenes that have accused T.I and Tiny of SA. Y'all. And these are women that can really do damage. I mean, this would be like a PR nightmare. And I do believe that 50 Cent told, T.I, hey, I suggest you get a crisis PR team, because it's not going to be good for you. So, he definitely fired that warning shot, the proverbial warning shot. So, but yes, I do see some action being taken behind the scenes here. What is 50 Cent up to? Can I have the cards face up, please? The Seven of Wands. My gosh, it's more action cards. Lights, camera, action. Oh my goodness. So yeah, strong possibility that 50 Cent is going to follow through with this. This is not an empty threat. The Hierophant. He's coming after their public image as a married couple. The Hierophant talks about marriage, your foundation, morality. So 50 Cent is going to put T.I and Tiny's morality at the forefront for the viewers, the same way he did Diddy. I'm sorry, you guys. They're like doing work in the back of the house and it's a little bit noisy. So if you hear background noise, I apologize in advance. But yeah, so the Hierophant talks about the family. It talks about husband and wife. It talks about the foundation. It talks about morality and integrity here. So he's coming after their integrity. 50 Cent wants to show the world, like, listen, T.I portrays himself to be this family man, to be of integrity. He speaks very well. He has a very long vocabulary, so he uses a lot of big words and things like that. And 50 Cent wants to almost tarnish this image of the family man, the moral one, right? We'll see. Yeah. He's going to expose a lot of cheating, a lot of third-party energy. So T.I and Tiny with this, I'm getting like, I just heard menage a trois. So they, allegedly, everything I'm saying is allegedly and for entertainment purposes only. However, when I do my readings, my intention is for it to be as close to the truth and as truthful as possible according to my intuition. Okay. So I will say that. But do keep in mind that I don't know any of these people personally and they don't know me. But what I'm getting with this Three of Cups is this is not a celebration. This is third party energy. This is threesomes being exposed. This is, you know, different things that are happening behind the scenes being exposed here. Okay. And it's going to do damage financially to the Harris family if 50 Cent does go, in fact, and do this documentary. It is going to affect their finances here with the Queen of Cups. It is going to affect their finances. And it's going to change public perception on how they feel about T.I and Tiny, unfortunately. Yikes. Let me put some clarifiers. They are loud as hell in the back. Oh my God. Let me put some clarifiers for this. Show me T.I and Tiny. There's a light-skinned woman, a dark-skinned woman, and like mixed race, biracial woman that 50 Cent is talking to. They're probably going to be in this documentary. Oh my. He's going to expose a lot of their bedroom activities. The wands, there's 3 wand cards here. So the wands could also talk about sexual energy. Okay. Clarify. We're going to talk about the children later. Smurf Fat 8774. You said, where are the children? How about that? Are you talking about the children, like, as far as, like, the Epstein files? Because I can definitely talk about that a little bit later on in the live. I do have, you know, a lot to say about that, actually. So that might even be a separate live. But, yeah, let me stay on topic. Hold on, y'all. Okay. Can I have the cards face up? There's a lot that people, yeah. Every time I shuffle the cards, they come out face down. And intuitively, I'm getting not to pick up the cards that come out face down. There's a lot that T.I and Tiny do not want us to know about their personal life. Even as I'm doing this reading, it's like the cards are coming out, but they're coming out face down, face down. It's like they don't want to be exposed. The King of Pentacles, yeah. Because I'll say this, T.I and Tiny are not broke by any means. I don't feel like, you know, this is a publicity stunt, you know, with like T.I publicly, you know, going back and forth and beefing with 50. This is not for money. I feel like T.I is already wealthy. He's coming out as the King of Pentacles, Tiny Queen of Pentacles, right? So he's already wealthy. He doesn't need clout or extra publicity from 50 Cent. All right. However, 2 things could be true at once. T.I also knows that beefing publicly with 50 Cent is going to be financially beneficial for him as the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles knows how to make great money moves, okay? Okay, so we have the 6 of Wands, the 7 of Cups. Using discernment. Yeah, 50 Cent is going forward with the documentary. It's a lot of wands cards. And I feel like the documentary is going to be a success. People are going to watch it. If 50 Cent really does do this, which I strongly feel like he is, it's going to be very successful. People are going to watch it. It's going to make 50 Cent a lot of money, y'all. A lot of money. He's going to make so much money off of this. This is insane. The Seven of Cups talks about, with this I'm getting drinking, like heavy drinking. So he might expose something about, oh, this happened to me while I was drinking with T.I and Tiny. I was drinking with them and we were having shots, and next thing I know, I'm naked. That type of thing. So I'm getting that type of scenario where there's a lot of exposing happening surrounding drinking. Okay? Maybe something being put in a drink, or just drinking too much alcohol and being so inebriated that you can't consent to adult activities, is what I'll say. Okay? So the women could come out and say something like that. Like, oh, I was so drunk that there was no way I could have possibly consented to what happened. That type of thing. Yikes. So this is a card of using discernment. Okay? Knowing right from wrong. Morality is being questioned here. It's so crazy. And it's like 50 Cent doesn't have a squeaky clean background himself. So I just think that that's so interesting that he is almost like the moral police for other people in the industry, but not for himself. Like, dude. Let me get some more clarifiers, and then I'm going to move on. Page of Cups. Okay, so the children are definitely here to defend. And I don't like the fact, I don't want to say children, because 50 Cent, I mean, T.I and Tiny's children are grown. They are adults. They're all over 21. Okay? Sorry, you guys, I got to take a sip of this tea. Yeah, so the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups is here twice. Okay, we have the Page of Cups in the Music Tarot, Page of Cups in this other tarot deck that I'm using to clarify. So with the Page of Cups being twice here, the Page of Cups, there's an offer here, but it's like the pages could be a bit immature, which I feel like is King Harris. Like, he's doing a lot of things emotionally. So his reaction to 50 Cent posting a picture, a disparaging picture of his mother, instead of reacting to it like a man, like with meaning no reaction, like I'm not going to feed into what 50 Cent is trying to do, he's emotional, right? And he's not a kid, he's not a child, he is a grown adult, he's a father himself, right? But I feel like emotionally, his reaction was very emotional. You know, he talked about 50 Cent's dead mother, talked about her being deceased and that he needed to go to the grave and dig the mom. Like, he said a lot of things about the mom in retaliation. However, I feel like because he's immature, because he's this page, he doesn't know any better. It was way too emotional, okay? So now it's like, okay, well, you're going to talk about my dead mother, then I'm going to do a documentary exposing your family, right? So I'm going to put out some truths about you. And it's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. A young lady came out a few years ago and said the exact same thing you said. Which part? About T.I and Tiny and 50 Cent? So we have the Three of Wands. You guys, there's a lot of Wands cards. Yeah, there's definitely moves happening behind the scenes. This beef between them, this rap beef, and when I say beef, I mean rap beef, right? It was supposed to be a rap beef, but it has escalated to become very personal. The Three of Wands gives me long term. So when 50 Cent decides to do this documentary on the Harris family, specifically surrounding SA allegations, I just heard Tasha K. So I don't know if 50 Cent is going to try to partner up with Tasha K, or maybe try to see if Tasha K can do an interview, because Tasha K was the first person, and she's a blogger. She was one of the first people that I know of, and if I'm wrong, I don't mind being corrected, that initially talked about the SA allegations surrounding T.I and Tiny Harris. This was a few years ago. I want to say this was maybe like 2021, 2022, that Tasha K brought this to the public's attention. And then it kind of went away after that. And now it's being resurfaced now in 2026. So when things resurface, that means there's something there. Karmically, I'm saying. Karmically, energetically, there is something there that unfortunately for T.I and Tiny, they have not resolved on a karmic level. Okay? Which leads me to believe that some of these survivors, because I don't feel like they're victims, I feel like they're survivors. Some of these survivors of their alleged SA, it's not looking good. It's not looking good, and this is going to cause long-term damage to the public perception and the reputation of T.I and Tiny. They could forget about brand deals. They could forget about all of that. Like, honestly, not looking good. All right. Yep. Foundation being destroyed here. The house. Okay. But 50 Cent does stand to make a lot of money from this project. He does. He stands to make a lot of money from this project if he in fact does this. Okay. So we will see, you guys. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Like the live. Like the live. I truly appreciate it. Y'all. I wonder if 50 Cent and Madonna, do they know each other? I wonder. Anyway, we're going to move on to the next topic. Let me see. What's the next topic? Brorilla and Nicki Minaj's sister. Okay, y'all. I'm an only child, so what I'm about to say I don't identify with because I don't have brothers, sisters. It was just me and my parents in the house. Like, I don't have siblings. My father has other grown, I mean, we're all grown, but hold on. My father has other siblings, but we were not, they were raised out of the country. I was the only one that was born here in America, and I was raised with my mom mainly for the most part. Okay, my dad lived in Haiti, and he kind of traveled back and forth between Haiti and Florida and things like that. But, I don't have that dynamic of like siblings and like sibling rivalry and jealousy coming from family members. I mean, I've experienced jealousy from a family member, but it's just like one or two. Like, it's not. And the second one, I kind of understand where that's coming from because she's still young and dumb. So I get that. But I don't experience what like Glorilla's going through right now with like her sister coming out and like publicly trying to expose her. I think that is so low grade to have one family member that is successful and she becomes a celebrity, and now all of a sudden you have an issue with this sister becoming a celebrity, and now you want to talk about her disparagingly in a public platform, which is her place of work, the public eye. That is Glorilla's, excuse me, and Nicki Minaj's place of business, right? Which is us, the public platform, the audience. So to come to said audience and talk disparagingly about your sister or take certain actions that is in alignment with your sister's, and I use this term loosely, enemies, that is very lowbrow. It's a betrayal, and it's definitely a curse. That is like a form of spelling, because I do feel like when it comes to curses and spells and putting hexes on people, the most powerful spell would come from your mother and your father, your bloodline, your brothers and your sisters. They have the power to utter things over your life, whether it's good or bad, right? They can curse you or they can bless you, or bliss you, I like to say. They can bliss you and bliss your life with positive words and actions. Wow, you're doing great. You're doing so well. I'm proud of you. When you hear those things from a family member, from a sister, that is going to magnify because they are in your bloodline. The same thing is, it's the same for the opposite. If you have a sister of yours or a brother of yours, right? You're a successful man and you have a brother that is openly coming out and talking disparagingly about you. That also has an effect on your life, and that will magnify, because this is not just some random Joe Schmo, a stranger just talking ish online. This is your bloodline, a blood relative. That in and of itself is a spell. It is a hurt, it is a curse, and it's a form of hexing. Okay? That is a um almost like a ritual abuse, like a ritualistic humiliation ritual. That's what I wanted to say. Humiliation ritual. So Brorilla's sister, which is Glorilla, the famous rapper's sister, came out like the top of this year. So maybe like what, last month or something like that. And she has now gotten like this 15-second of fame by talking disparagingly about her sister who was successful. Okay. That is a spell. That is a humiliation ritual. And it is probably one of the strongest humiliation rituals and spells, because this person that is talking disparagingly about her is not a stranger. This is her bloodline. Same mother, same father. Okay. Talking about her. So I want to tap into that energy and see what is going on there between Brorilla and Glorilla. Okay. Why? I want to know the why behind this. And what does this mean karmically for Glorilla? What does this mean karmically? Because I do feel like intuitively, her sister coming out and publicly talking bad about her is definitely going to affect her finances. It's going to affect Glorilla's finances. The public perception is already different. A lot of people side with Glorilla's sister and feels like, Glorilla is cheap. She doesn't really take care of her family. She's very successful. She's a multimillionaire, but her family still lives in the hood and things like that. Okay. Which, I mean, I can see it from both sides. Like, I can see Glorilla being like, it's not my responsibility to take care of my family. But then I can also see the family feeling like, well, damn, I mean, you're the one that you have multi-millions. It's not like you just have a really good 9 to 5 to just support your family. Like, you are a multi-millionaire. Why are we still living in the hood? Why is, my sister should not, if I had a sibling, right? And even now, like if I had a sibling, I'm not going to allow my mom, my dad, or my siblings to want for anything. But that is just me. That's just my own personal thing, especially my parents. Like, I feel like you owe it to your parents at least. Maybe not the sister, but to your parents. I mean, you wouldn't be here if they didn't have sex and create you, right? So it's like, I gotta give them that. Even if, let's say, the parents were pieces of crap and they were horrible, horrible mom, horrible dad, you can at least get them a house that's paid for so they don't have to worry about that. Retire them if they want to be retired, things like that. But I also see the other side where, Glorilla may feel like that's not my responsibility to take care of my sister. My dad is good. My mom is good. I've done my job. So, okay. So, yeah. It's not up for her to take care of them. I agree. I agree with you. I could just see it from both sides. But I do not agree with the fact that Brorilla is coming out and, using her sister as a storyline and talking disparagingly about her. That is a spell. That is a curse. That's like hexing your sister, So it's very sinister. It's like people like that can unalive you. That's ultimate betrayal. All right, we have the Page of Coins. Yeah. So Brorilla is doing this for money, and it's not even that much money. The Page of Coins is like 1 coin. Like, it's not even that much. You went on this whole rampage about $2,500. $2,500. It's not like she came out and was like, oh, Brorilla, did this to me as a child or that or whatever. She's like, I needed $2,500 and she didn't send it to me. So now I'm going to talk bad about her and go viral off of that and make a name for myself off of $2,500. When I tell you, a person like that, who needs enemies? Who needs enemies when you have your own family members that will sabotage you for $2,500, y'all? Like, damn. But yeah, so she is doing this for money, and it's not even that much money. Completely selling her sister out for chump change. Chump change. They done gave this girl a microphone. You got the microphone and childish Gambino. This is childish Gambino on this card here. Being childish. Brorilla is being childish. She has not grown up. She feels entitled to her sister's money. And the little bit of fame and the 15 minutes of fame that she's getting is for chump change. It's not even like she's making multi-millions, or, I mean, she can make that in the long run, but she's not doing this for like a lot of money. It's not like they dropped a bag on her. Like, she's literally doing this for chump change. The other two cards that came out, 10 of Cups. And she's happy with the little bit of money that she's getting. This is disgustingly sad. This is sad. I'm smiling, but it's really sad, y'all. She's happy with the little bit of money that she's getting. She's happy with it. 10 of Cups. She's happy. Emotionally happy. Listen, she done got her teeth done, okay? Her teeth are white and straight, okay? They done took the crooked teeth out of her mouth, shaved it down, and now she has a fresh set of veneers. She has a fresh set of veneers in her mouth. 10 of Swords. The ultimate betrayal, I'm telling y'all. Yeah, she does. She still has a hood mindset. She definitely does. Hood mentality. 10 of Swords. She is willing to, and she's revels in the fact that she was able to stab her sister in the back, betray her, and get paid for it. But it wasn't even that much money. This is disgusting. I don't even want to read her energy anymore. It's trash. Pure trash. I don't even want to read her energy no more, honestly. Like, 10 of Swords, 10 of Cups. That means you're happy about betraying her, stabbing her in the back. Because Glorilla didn't see this coming. You know, it wasn't like a planned PR stunt to get, you know, like, it wasn't planned. Like, she was blindsided by this. Glorilla does feel stabbed in the back. And not only that, they have platformed the sister. They put a microphone in her hand and she's running with it. She's doing the interview. She's doing the podcast. She did a Pop the Balloon 20 versus 1. And like, she's running with it, running with the narrative of disparaging her sister. But Glorilla is definitely cutting her off. The 5 of Swords on the bottom. Glorilla said, that's it. I am cutting her off. They're not speaking, and they're probably never going to speak. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm like, every day I thank the gods that I do not have any brothers or sisters and that I am an only child, because I will never have to deal with, I don't mind strangers talking about me. Good, bad, indifferent. I don't mind it. But a family member coming out and disparaging you, and it's like there's really no way to vet out if it's true or not. It's just put out there. Oh my God. The karmic repercussions of what Brorilla is doing is insane. And I thank the gods that I don't have any brothers or sisters to do no shit like this to me. It's crazy. All right. We have the 6 of Wands. Yeah. They don't. I agree with that too. I do believe that Glorilla and her mother don't have a good relationship. Yeah, it's not that good. And you know what's funny? Unfortunately, in the, I don't want to say just Black community, because I've seen this even in Caucasian families, where the mother and the daughter, there's always like some rift there. There's like always like a hidden animosity, jealousy, envy, a little bit of like sprinkle, a little bit of narcissism on there. Yeah, so the 6 of Wands talks about a victory here. So Brorilla, she feels victorious. She's happy about this betrayal. Very childish, very immature. I feel like she wants to be a rapper. Like, she wants to rap. She wants to be a rapper, y'all. Like, what the hell? She wants to be a rapper, y'all. She wants to be on the world stage, but it's not going to happen for her. It's not going to happen. She's not going to get the success that her sister has. What else? Show me Brorilla. Okay. One of these cards flipped over. Look, this is Glorilla. The Queen of Cups. Yeah. She's taken the high road. Glorilla has grown up mentally. She has mentally grown. Emotionally, she's grown as well. And she addressed it once, and that's it. We're not going to see Glorilla continuously feed this narrative that her sister's going on. She has cut her sister off, and she's focused on herself. Glorilla is happy. She's in a strong relationship. The Cups does talk about matters of the heart. She's in a really strong public and I think a pretty good relationship right now with a basketball player. And she's happy. So she's not really worried about her sister, but she's not going to speak to her anymore. I do feel that. Like, Ten of Swords being here, she feels stabbed in the back. She's not going to speak to her anymore. Yeah. We have the Three of Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles talks about partnering up with other people. So this could be Brorilla. I feel like this is Brorilla again doing things for chump change. Like, okay, you went from the page, you went from one pentacle to three. Whoop-de-doo. Like, wow. So maybe they were paying her $1,000 and now she's getting $3,000 to do like interviews and stuff like that. But she is partnering up with other people. She's trying to plant certain seeds in the industry so that she can make money long term, disparaging her sister. She kind of wants to like stretch her 15 minutes of fame to last a little bit longer. So she's going to try to milk this for as much as she can. She's going to try to collaborate with other people. And unfortunately, she is doing that off the back of her sister. This is backstabbing to its finest. It's crazy. What else? And then I'm going to move on. Yeah, Two of Wands. What else? The Eight of Coins in the reverse. I'm telling you. And the reason why Brorilla... Are y'all done? The reason why that was a sign. The reason why Brorilla is not going to be successful is because she did not work hard for her money. We can't even imagine like the type of sacrifices that an artist has to make, okay, to become an artist, and not only to become an artist but to be successful at it, okay. The Eight of Coins in the reverse, to me, this is someone that is lazy, that does not believe in hard work. They don't believe in putting in the groundwork. They believe in, let me see whose back I can step on to get to the next level. Even if that means betraying you, I don't care. I'm more than happy betraying you as long as I can get to the next level. There are people like that. And unfortunately, that is how the sister is. Allegedly, because I don't know any of these people personally, so don't take anything I say as the end all be all. But what I'm getting from the reading is that this is someone that is lazy, that does not work hard, with it being in the reverse, okay? Because in the upright, the Eight of Coins is someone that is working hard at something. They're very focused, very dedicated. I feel like this is also like a psychic attack, a spiritual attack on Glorilla and her fame, okay? Trying to diminish her shine, trying to take her crown. Yeah, she's not speaking to her. The Five of Swords came out again. So at first it was in the bottom of the deck. Now it's in the spread. She is cutting people off. And no, I don't feel like Glorilla and her mother speak to each other. I don't. I don't feel like they speak to each other. I do feel like their relationship is pretty estranged. They don't talk much. Glorilla doesn't really talk to any of her family members that much. She's probably going to cut everyone off after this with the Five of Swords. This is someone, no longer speaking to you, cutting you out of their life, blocking communication with you altogether. So she could even have them blocked on her phone, blocked on social media, and things like that. She's making the right choice, though. It's like, it's crazy. Can you imagine? I just heard Solange and Beyonce. One thing, a person could say what they want about Beyonce, and the Knowles families, people call them witches, or that they're part of the Illuminati and things like that. You can say what you want about Solange and Beyonce and Jay-Z and Beyonce, but you will never hear Solange talk disparagingly about her sister. Can you imagine if Solange just came out here on a public platform like YouTube or Instagram or Facebook or TikTok and just was like, let me give y'all some tea about Beyonce. And let me tell y'all how Beyonce is da 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 da. And she don't do this and this. Can you imagine Solange doing that to Beyonce? How crazy that would look, the betrayal. And I'm getting like the type of relationship that Solange and Beyonce have, that should be the model. And I'm just saying that dynamic of the sister bond and not putting the family business out there, not publicly coming out against your family. I feel like that should be adopted in a lot of these situations with these celebrities and their family members. Like, learn to be quiet and mind your business. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's not for anything else, but just for the sake of like the public image and the family, you know? But hey, that's my little 2 cents. We have the Emperor on the bottom, the Strength card. Yeah, Glorilla's gonna be good. She has a good support system. Glorilla has a good management team, good support system. I feel like this also represents the label. They're going to uphold Glorilla. She's gonna be fine. She will move past this betrayal from her sister. All right. Yeah, it's like, oh my God, I can't imagine like Solange coming online and being like, oh, let me tell y'all how Beyonce, da da da. Like, can you imagine? Oh my God. Mm-mm. That is so tacky. So tacky. All right, I believe the next one was Nicki Minaj. So now I just found out this information this morning. So Nicki Minaj's sister, I forget what her name is. Like Ming, is it Ming? I don't know. Don't get me to lie. But Nicki Minaj has a sister that is she's been on the Zeus Network, which is like a reality TV. It's like trash TV, reality TV that she's been associated with, Nicki Minaj's sister. I believe she came out, I want to say 2025, maybe late 2024. And, you know, we know her as being Nicki Minaj's sister. Now, this morning, she is going viral for a video that was taken of her. Well, she, you know, I guess like she was at the Cardi B concert with like a friend of hers or something, and they were recording her rapping along with Cardi B's lyrics, okay? And this is Nicki Minaj's sister. And we all know, well, if you don't know, for those of you that don't know, Nicki Minaj and Cardi B have kind of had like some tension. I feel like it's more competitive tension between, you know, the rap girls, right? Well, the rap women. And there's been tension, right? Cardi B has come out and said a lot of disparaging things about Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj has also said some things about Cardi B. So they've kind of been beefing back and forth on social media, on X and things like that. So for you to have beef with someone and then your sister goes to the ops concert and is rapping along with the op, and not only that, she records herself at Cardi B's concert and now it's going viral. So it's like, that is, oh, listen, not my sister. First of all, I don't have any siblings, but my cousins, like my female cousins, my male cousins, they're like my brothers and my sisters. And we would never do something like that to each other. Like, there's no, exactly, Millennium Gemini. There's no loyalty. There's no sense of protection, protecting the family name, protecting the family image. Like, there's none of that. And that is crazy to me. Like, that is absolutely crazy. All right, so let me get through this because, y'all, my phone's about to die. I'm at 20%. I'm at 20%, y'all. So let's go ahead and get some cards for Nicki Minaj and her sister. What is the dynamic between them two? Why is she coming out siding with Cardi B? Why this public betrayal? And I do feel like Nicki Minaj intuitively is going through a form of humiliation. You know, humiliation rituals are real. They don't always have to be, you know, they don't always have to be like gory, but humiliation ritual can be as simple as a secret that you have and it's exposed on a public platform. That is a humiliation ritual, okay? It can be betrayal, public betrayal by people that you love, okay? Which I feel has happened to Fantasia, the singer Fantasia, with her dad coming out and talking about her marriage. That has happened to Glorilla with her brother. And that is happening with Nicki Minaj with her sister going to a Cardi B concert. And that video going viral of her rapping along with Cardi B. Like, oh my girl. The way I, ooh, child. I'd have to beat my sister's ass. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, what? How dare you? Girl, how dare you? But what is going on with them two? What is the dynamic between Nicki Minaj and her sister? Show me the dynamic between them two. The Five of Cups. Oh, God. Good grief. But I feel like Nicki paid her dust for a reason, and it's probably for that reason because she saw that in her sister. Like, her sister is an opportunist. You know, in our family, we can tell the family member that just do too much. The family member that's always jealous and envious. She always got something negative to say. Like, if you have an accomplishment, she want to try to updo your accomplishment or try to downplay your accomplishment by talking disparagingly. Like, oh, this is just a, you know, you only got your master's degree. I mean, there's people that got their doctorates. That ain't nothing. You know, you got those type of family members that will just talk down on you. They're never there to elevate. You have those family members. You do. And then you have family members like a Solange, right? That supports Beyonce publicly and would never talk about Beyonce. Even if she knew her sister was dead wrong. I don't see Solange coming out publicly. And Solange, don't embarrass me now by coming out publicly now. After I said that, don't embarrass me. But it's very hard for me to picture Solange publicly embarrassing her sister, even if she's not in agreement with a lot of things that Beyonce does. I feel like you can disagree with your family behind the scenes, but to bring it out on a public platform and the publicity is where they thrive is ultimate betrayal. So when it comes to Nicki Minaj and her younger sister, they are not speaking with the Five of Cups. They're not speaking to each other. There is a lot of hurt and a lot of emotional damage and pain there. This pain has to do with things in the past. Things that have happened in the past. Someone feeling heartbroken. Someone feeling like, but it's like, it's whatever it is that Nicki Minaj's sister feels bad about, like, it's not even nothing that big. It's maybe like, I don't know, maybe Nicki didn't take her to meet Lil Wayne when she was younger. Like when Nicki was first coming up, maybe the sister wanted to tag along and meet some of the celebrity friends that Nicki was hanging around. And Nicki was like, no, you're young, you're a minor, because she's pretty young. Nicki Minaj's sister is probably, what, 21, 22? So I'm pretty sure, you know, when Nicki was coming up, her sister was young. She was underage. She was a minor. I wouldn't want to have my minor sister around my adult friends, especially in the rap industry with all this PDF file going on. Like, I wouldn't want to have my younger siblings around that. So I can understand Nicki Minaj, like, not including her in certain things. I do feel like there's a part of her sister that feels left out emotionally, okay? She feels like she's, like, kind of cast aside. But it's not something, like, detrimental that Nicki physically did to her to make her want to betray her like this, if that makes sense. Because the Five of Cups does talk about some type of loss, but it's like you're crying over spilled milk. Like you're crying over something that is not even that serious, right? What else when it comes to Nicki Minaj and her sister? Yeah, in public, I will defend my family. In private, I will tell you how wrong you are. Me too. I will let you have it behind the scenes between me and you. I don't care if you cry, and I don't even care if we come to blows. But to do it publicly, I would never. That's just me. That's just my loyalty and how my mind is set up and my loyalty is set up. I'm not going to disparage, not even a good friend of mine. Like, let's say we were friends for like 20 years and we have a falling out. I'm never going to come on a public platform and talk about what you did to me publicly. Unless you are directly affecting my child. If you haven't brought any harm to me physically or my offspring, we good. We can handle everything behind the scenes. Like, at the end of the day, we live in the real world. I cut on this phone for like an hour and then I cut it off and it's back to regular life, right? So yeah. The next card that came out is the Hanged Man. So this is Nicki Minaj does feel uncomfortable about her sister going to that concert. and a lot of things that her sister is doing. But even though Nicki Minaj is put in this uncomfortable position because the hangman is hanging upside down, so this is vulnerability, feeling uncomfortable, right? Even though Nicki is in this uncomfortable position, she can easily get herself out of it. And she's also choosing to observe. So she's like, I want to see how far my sister's going to go in this music industry to disparage me. Because Nicki's cutoff game, I know, is crazy. Okay? I feel like Nicki is the type of person, if she stops speaking to you, you're going to feel it. Because I do feel like Nicki is probably very giving, right? Very giving, very loyal, very dedicated. But once you cross her, that's it. And a lot of times, you know, you don't realize what you have until it's gone. So it's like that sister bond that, her sister was longing for. She will never get that from Nicki, especially not now. She'll never get that bond from her. But I do feel like Nicki Minaj does feel uncomfortable about this. She does feel betrayed, but she's learning a lot from this with the halo being behind the head. This talks about enlightenment, having to see something from an uncomfortable angle. So I got to look at this person that is my blood, that we came from the same womb, talk about me. Yes, it's uncomfortable to watch. Yes, it's cringy, but I'm learning a lot about people and character. I'm becoming wise within this uncomfortable position that I'm in, if that makes sense. Okay. Uh, the Tower. It's not gonna end well for the sister. The Tower does talk about destruction, divine destruction, okay? So something being destroyed in order for something new to be rebuilt, all right? So in order for their sisterly bond to heal, in order for them to heal as sisters, the destruction needs to happen. And I feel like part of Nicki Minaj's persona has taken a little bit of a hit with the Tower, but I feel like this more so in relates to the sister, the bond that they have between them two. Okay, it has been destroyed, but there is an opportunity for them to rebuild. So maybe when the sister's older and she's matured and kind of gone through life and life experiences, she will understand the downside of her actions. She may not understand it now because she's young and dumb, clearly, but I feel like she'll understand it, years down the line. So there is an opportunity for them to rebuild their sisterhood. Okay. But now, will that happen is the case. What else when it comes to Nicki Minaj and her sister? Yeah, Nicki Minaj sets boundaries. That's what I'm getting. So we have the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups did come out in the reverse, you guys. Y'all, there is no... Ooh, child. There's no apology. I just heard no apology. The sister is not sorry about what she did. She does not like Nicki Minaj. She doesn't like her. She doesn't like her sister. She could even be envious of her. And there is no new opportunity. The sister, she has closed all opportunities for her to become successful in the music industry. Yeah. Penny pinching. She's getting pennies. The same thing like Brorilla. Pennies. Okay? They're shortchanging her. Yeah. With the Hermit card. Yep. She's going to have to do a lot of growing. And Nicki Minaj is also evolving. She's learning. She's growing. Okay, now that she is a wife and a mother, she's learning a lot here with the Hermit card. So the Hermit is, they purposely put themselves in isolation. They spend a lot of time within, not necessarily like indoors, being stuck in the house, but more so spending a lot of time with their thoughts, with their, working on their inner selves to gain wisdom, okay? And the Hermit card is right under the Tower, okay? And these are major arcana. So this is major changes happening around Nicki. Nicki is learning a lot. She's gaining a lot of wisdom from this betrayal, okay? Yeah. And Nicki also understands that her sister is very childish. She does understand that. She understands her sister is childish. So the same card came out in the second reading. Childish Gambino. Childish, young, dumb. She thinks that a little bit of money that she's getting is like something major, and it's not, okay? She's actually blocking her blessings by doing this here with the Ace of Cups in the reverse. This is the sister blocking her blessings. Okay? The universe does not reward, um, behavior like this. Yeah, I'm telling you. Look, listen. Next card is the Five of Coins. Yeah, a loss of money. You have the Five of Cups, emotionally not being happy, feeling sadness because you don't have the success that your sister has. And it's crazy because family members like this, I feel like they want a destiny swap with you, and it's not possible. You know, a lot of times your blessing comes from being happy when other people around you win, using that as your motivation. But once you start being filled with like demons and demonic energy and low vibrational energy, all they're going to do is continue to feed that negativity within you, that jealousy within you. And she's not going to make any money from this. Like Nicki Minaj's sister is not going to make any money from this. She's actually going to lose money from this and lose a sense of value. So the value that Nicki Minaj has, she's valuable. Whether people like her or not, she's valuable. She's worth a lot of money. The Republicans would not do any business with Nicki Minaj if it was not for some type of gain or value that they see in Nicki Minaj. They see some type of value in her, which is why they were willing to do this whole press run with her because they see her value. Do they see? They didn't do that with Beyonce. They didn't do that with Cardi B. They didn't do that with what was the other young lady when that Trump used the first time he ran. I forget her name. She has big, beautiful eyes. She's an R&B singer. I can't think of her name right now. But they see value in Nicki Minaj. The sister, there is some jealousy there surrounding money. She feels like she should have the same amount of money that Nicki has. She's like, why? How come I'm not a multimillionaire? My sister's a multimillionaire. How come I'm not? Why can't I be famous? I know how to sing and dance and rap. I'm pretty. I have the aesthetic. Why can't I be the same? But you can because everyone has their own destiny, even if they are your sibling. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, destiny swapping is real. And with it comes a lot of negative karma. So, you know, people out there that are hating, that are jealous, that are envious, that do not see their own power, and they're not able to cultivate that within themselves, there are going to be karmic repercussions for this. Y'all, I'm telling you, the Justice card. It's like Spirit is like, yes, yes. Like there's going to be karmic repercussions for this. Okay? For going against your family. Justice is being served here. This is Nicki Minaj being used politically with the American flag. I can't make it up, y'all. I swear I can't. Okay? Thank you, Spirit, for confirming. But yeah, so this is Nicki Minaj being used publicly because they see her value. They see the value of her fan base. Nicki Minaj has a very loyal and strong fan base. Probably one of the most loyal fan bases I've ever seen so far. Okay? I thought Beyonce and the Beehive had a strong fan base. No. They have nothing on the Barbs. Nothing on the Barbs, okay? The Barbs are loyal to a fault when it comes to Nicki. And I love that for Nicki. I do. I love that for her. But yeah, so politically, they see value in Nicki Minaj. They see value in her voice, okay? Nicki Minaj here being the musician with the guitar here. The Justice card. Justice is being served. Karmically, the sister is going to pay karmically for going against her sister. Okay? I just heard God blesses the child that has their own. So the reason why Nicki Minaj's sister is not successful is because she's trying to gain fame off of the back of someone else. But she has a sense of entitlement, so she feels like, well, Nicki's my sister. I should be able to gain fame off of her back. But karmically and spiritually, you cannot. You have to create your own blessings, your own lane, okay? We have the Seven of Coins. The Seven of Coins is her seeds were not planted well, okay? This is seeds that are not going to bring any fruit, okay? Yeah, y'all. Let me see if there's anything else. I think that's it. Yeah, with the Eight of Wands. Okay. So Nicki Minaj is getting a lot of offers. I feel like politically, we're going to see a lot more of Nicki doing political things, all right? Aligning herself with, you know, excuse me. Oh, I'm so sorry. Excuse me. With certain policies. Okay? Because Nicki Minaj is about self-preservation and she feels like she is doing what's right. Doesn't matter what other people think. Nicki feels like she's doing what's right. She feels like she's being just, she's being fair. She's looking at things from both sides because the Justice card does represent Libra. And Libra, as we all know, is all about balance. Okay? Not too far left, not too far right. Just balance. Being able to see things from both sides. I can see it from this angle. I can see it from this angle. But I'm going to do, and I'm going to align myself with what is best for me. Okay. So with the Eight of Wands, I do feel like there's going to be a lot of people wanting to work with Nicki when it comes to policies and politics and things like that. We're going to see a lot more of that from her. Okay. She is on a new journey. Nicki Minaj is on a new journey, you guys, with the Fool card. She's on a new journey here. I see her on this journey alone, so I don't know if the husband that she's with now is going to be with her during that journey. We'll see. But she's on a new path. She's on a new journey, okay? So Nicki Minaj, the rapper, is no more to a certain degree. Nicki Minaj has evolved, okay? She's wise. She's the hermit. She's the hangman, so this is uncomfortable for her, but she's going to gain a lot of wisdom from this, okay? So yeah, I think that was all I wanted to talk about today, you guys. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for joining the live. Yeah. I wanted to talk about a different topic, but I think I'm gonna save that for a separate video. To the person that commented about, where are the children? And I feel like you were talking about the children when it comes to the Epstein files. What I will say is this. What is happening right now with the expose of children being harmed and people being exposed for harming children? Your favorite celebrities, your favorite artists and all of that, and actors and actresses and politicians, government officials that are being exposed. This is a great thing. And this is something that I have been working on privately behind the scenes. And I say working on, I mean doing active work and also doing the spiritual work for not only the children that were harmed in the Epstein files, but for children that are being harmed right now. Children that are in households right now that are being abused, that are being neglected, okay? Whether it's from their own family members, their parents, or being in the system, okay? Because not every foster parent is a great parent. There are foster parents that harm the children as well. I have been doing a lot of work for the past 11 years behind the scenes to put an end to certain things. Spiritually doing the work. And when I mean spiritually, I'm talking heavy prayer, heavy rituals, right hand rituals, right? So I deal with light. I don't deal in darkness, okay? The only time you'll see black on me is a cute little black dress, okay? But I don't deal with dark energy or black magic. I deal with, I guess one could say, light magic, right hand path, that type of realm. I deal with that. And heavy prayer. I pray to the gods, my ancestors. I pray to the creator of all there is, because I know that when we come together as a collective to pray, do what we can to protect the children in our neighborhood, because we can't protect the children that we don't know. We don't know them. It's too many. So one person can't be responsible for the entire, the children all over the world. What we can do is protect the children that are in our community, make sure the children that are in our community are being protected, that they are safe, and that they are in safe environments. That is what we can do. That is what I'm doing as a mother. I'm making sure my daughter does not have to deal with any form of abuse, whether it's physical, sexual, emotional, financial abuse in any form, because I am here to protect her along with, you know, her father and my husband. I'm able to protect my child and my nieces, my nephews. What I have done behind the scenes for the past 11 years is part of the reason why people are being exposed now. Okay. The R. Kelly's that's in jail, thankfully, right now. Diddy that is in prison, thankfully, right now. Like, they belong there. But we have to deal with what we can do within our community. Okay? So just know that this is a great time to be alive right now. I am very happy. Who would have thought that we would ever see Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton and politicians being questioned by the Department of Justice? Justice is being served, you guys. Justice is being served. Okay. It may not come in the way that we want, but trust me, it is being served. And in the long run, the children will be safe. Okay. I just heard the Vatican. So, because there are monsters in the Vatican all the way down to your local neighborhood. Okay, there are sex offenders living in your neighborhood right now. So let's start there. Okay, I feel like it's not fair to put one thing, something so big as like children on one person. That is not fair to do that. But I do feel like as a collective, we can come together. We can do what we can with the children in our community, and we can also pray to the people that are spiritualists, my brujeras, my high priest, high priestess, those that do bruja work, okay, the voodooism. We need to come together, do those spells to protect the children, okay? Do your protection spells, your protection rituals to protect the children by any means necessary, okay? Because before I became a mother, I've been about this life. Been about this life before I became a mom, okay? So yeah, so I'll say that, to the person that made that comment about, oh, you need to be doing a reading on where's the children. Like, me doing a tarot reading on where's the children is not going to help get the children back. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, come on. And then I also wanted to talk about, the concept of like heaven and hell, but I'll save that for another live because I don't want to bombard you with too much information in just one video. So to those of you that tapped into the live today, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Like this video, share this video. If you want to see more content like this on your favorite celebrities and things like that, go ahead and subscribe. If you are tired of the usual mundane topics of discussion, you will enjoy my channel because right here, I may not be able to back it up with facts on Google and things like that, but I will always give you depth. I will always give you my truth, and it is your responsibility to vet out the truth that I give you. Okay, I'm not here for people to agree with, my spiritual beliefs. I respect everyone. As long as I am respected, I will respect you. With that being said, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for joining the live, and I'll see you next time. Bye, y'all. I gotta go to work because I got a regular 9 to 5, y'all. Okay, bye.